All right, here's your shop drawings. This is what that's doing is showing you every wall on that floor right there. And here's how you probably already know this part, but I'm going to start out like this. It says A, that's the A wall. That's the C wall. That's the D wall. You just follow each wall. Okay. Now let's go look for the A wall. There's the A wall. See that number, elevation A? So that's telling me there's a big double door, a big double door. There's a barrier wall, like a crash wall that's made out of concrete. My block wall sits up there. So here's how it, this is also how you read the build set too, but we're trying to figure out the rebars. So what this number is telling us, that there's number 4 rebars. The rebar's 6 foot tall, and they're every 48 inches vertically. So every 48 inches coming from the corner, I got to put a 48 inch, I got to put rebar, a vertical rebar, every 48 inches. But it's got to be a number 4. So it's very important for me to know that number because that's what I order from my purchase order. And this is also telling me there's a bond beam mark all the way across, and it's showing a long rebar. It's actually telling me I need 2 number 5 rebars, 16 foot 3 long. That's very important. At 48 inches. So from the bottom floor, or wherever this is, to the top, that line right there is 48 inches. In my particular job, it's every 48 inches that I have to put a bond beam. Okay? So that's pretty simple, but it's just a lot of information. And like at the door here, it's telling me to put 2 rebars on each side of the door. 2 rebars on each side of the door. Now see how this arrow is pointing to the bond beam over the door? It's telling me to put 2 number 6 rebar, 7 foot 8 long, and see how it's more than 8 inches? I mean, that represents 2 blocks, right? Because it's such a wide opening, you'll have a chart telling you if you're so many feet long, you got to put 2 bond beams. So you'll have a chart on your build set that tells you if you're 6 foot 4 or over, or you're 10 foot, you got to put 2 bond beams. If you're 5 foot 4, you only put 1 bond beam. But remember, you have to order some number 6 rebars. And you sort of go through your plans and see how many number 6 or how many feet your number 6 you got to get. And when you order your number 5s, on this particular job, our number 5s are the long bars that go into bond beam. So you'll buy 20 footers to go there and cut them to fit. These I ordered. I ordered 100 number 4s already cut 6 feet. They're pre-cut. You got to tell them that. You cut them 6 feet or whatever. That's my vertical on this particular job. It shows you on this side door 2. There's 2 on this side door, but every end has to have a rebar too. So there's 3 right there. Let me see if I can see any more samples for you. All right, see this line right here that goes slot, skip, slot, skip, slot, skip? That means there's a jointing wall that butts up against this wall, or that's a corner. And on these corners, every bond beam has to have a hook bar coming out, or 2 hook bars coming out to connect both of the walls together. You got to remember that. And so there's a number that goes along with that. Let me see if I can find that number. Might not be on this particular wall. just find a wall with a number on it, hook bar number. Hang on, if I should show you something. Here we go. These numbers right here are telling you, see that how that goes in that extra line there that makes that a little bigger? That is actually a L bar. And it's telling you there's one, saying 15801, and there's 15802, right? What in the world does that mean? Well, what you gotta do, go to the chart that they give you. See how that's a hook bar? And there's those numbers again. 501, 5801, 5802, and it tells you on this particular floor how many you're gonna need of the 5801. You're gonna need 185 of them on that floor. You're gonna need 55 5802s on that floor, and also they're gonna be number 5 rebars. So it tells you the link, but you ain't really got to know this. When you give them this number here and tell them the quantity, they know what to manufacture them, how to make them. And you'll find them in your purchase orders. Whoever's supplying your rebars, you just look through your purchase orders. Like this particular job, I think mine is new construction material. And I just gave them that number right there and told them the quantity, and they automatically know this chart. They got the same chart I got. And this wall right here is my example wall. This is what they expect out of me. Like they expect the rebar in the corner every time. Then go 48 inches like they want, right? And if a wall's a T-wall and it butts into this wall, they want me to have a rebar right there. And then if there's an opening, like a door or a window or vent, they want 2 rebars on each side. And at the end of the wall, they want a rebar. And then you go 48 inches, like that. So if you start your 48 inches over here, 48 inches, 48 inches, 48 inches, all the way down, you've got to put that bar. But if your 48 inches laying here, you got to put it there. You got to remember that. So it's pretty simple stuff. And then you got this thing. This is showing you all the samples of each wall that's going to be on your floor. So there's some wall that's going to have door openings. What that is, that's a door. It's showing you how you do it at the top. Then you go every 4 feet for a bond beam. Now, some jobs ain't every 4 feet. Then there's some walls that's going to start at the bottom on the floor. It's going to continue like that. And it shows you also there's an inch joint at the top. Then it shows you this particular job's going to have some crash walls in it. It's at a parking deck, and they made a concrete wall, and then we start a block. Now, we start off with a whole block. See how it has a whole block? And it says go every 48 inches. Every 4 foot, there's a bond beam. Now, some jobs, you start out with a rip. But you'll get a benchmark and measure down and put your rip. But you got to make sure about the rip thing. And see this big number? This is above sea level. This is the way they calculate it. They started doing, I don't know why they do this junk. They should have just said 4 feet or something. But what you do is you measure, you minus the big number, you minus the small number off the big number, and then it'll say 4 feet. That measures up to 4 feet. pretty simple to do. It ain't no rocket science or nothing. But you got to remember, 956 feet, 10 inches and a half. You got to remember how to do that math. If you got one of them yellow calculators, you can use that. You don't have to think about it. But if I just thought about this, I just take my calculator and minus that big number. Now look at this number. It minuses the same, so it's 0. That's pretty simple jump. All right. That's it.